Welcome to West Texas Droning, episode number 24, Scum. So why are so many of West Texas droning videos made over private land? Well, of course, it's great to have privacy and not worry about having anybody get mad or offended or call the cops on you. Nobody out there to know what you're doing. But a change of scenery would be nice every now and then. So are there any other options? Well, there are 4 lakes in our local area here. Numbered 1, 2, and 3 in this image. You can see them circled, number 1, 2, and 3. Those are 3 lakes in our local area. And all of them have RV parks, boat ramps, campgrounds, fishing, skiing, swimming. Some even have hiking trails, but there's one main drawback for drone operators in these areas. These are all within the local airport's Class D airspace. That means, of course, that if you want to fly, you have to obtain a Lance authorization to fly in these areas. And after you obtain it, remember there are some areas where you may be limited to just a couple hundred feet to fly. Additionally, these lakes are located in state parks, and the state parks require that you have a permit to use the park, which of course costs money. As I said, there's a 4th lake up north of the local airport's Class D airspace, but it also resides within a state park, which requires a permit fee to enter. And the state park has banned all drone operations within the confines of the park. And I get the impression that they mean you can not only take off or land a drone in the state park, but you can't fly over it either. They do direct you to the fact that there is a FRIA located in the southern portion of the park where a radio-controlled aircraft club operates, and you can fly your drone there. But of course, the people that operate the FRIA require that you buy a membership because they want you to be covered with their insurance. So you have to join the club to use the FRIA. And this is perfectly legal. FRIAs have the ability granted to them by the FAA to charge for the use of the facility. And as you know, FRIAs are airspace set aside for that people who have drones that do not have remote ID can fly. And they also display this map on their FRIA. And the map denotes that the boundaries of the FRIA are in green and labels areas outside of those boundaries as no-fly zones. And I suppose that restriction is aimed at non-RID compliant drones. However, I was under the impression that drones under 250 grams did not require a remote ID anyway. And I'm wondering if your drone does have remote ID, can you fly in the FRIA airspace? And if you do you still have to remain within the FRIA confines and not cross the borders into the no-fly zones? I don't know. I'm doing research. If you know answers, please drop me a note or a line down in the comments. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and apply for a Lance authorization for my next video, and we'll do some flying in that Class D airspace, and we'll do some videos down there. In the meantime, let's do this. Always fun getting those things to run together. So here we are in the valley down in the northern portion of the land, and this draw, as we call it, you might call it a valley, is where the water runs down from rain when we get it. And we've built a dam down there and are collecting water for a pond. It is mainly set up to water cattle, but I've also kind of worked on fixing it up, stocking it with minnows and other small fish to see if we can make kind of an aquatic life area out of it. The birds love it, the animals love it, and it's pretty to sit down there and sit by the water. As you see, we have had some rain. We told you that in the last episode, and it has greened up quite a bit from what we had. Now, looking at the time of the year, entering close to July, we're probably not going to see much more rain for the next 2 months, so we have to get by with what we've got. And the runoff from the rain goes down this draw and into the pond that we built, and we're trying to kind of nurture into a little wildlife area with fish and game and stuff like that. Up there in the corner, that bend in the road is where we normally launch and recover our drone, but on this ride we decided to go down by the pond and do some flying down there. This is a continuation of our last video where we had the wind issue. We came down in the draw to see if it'd do any better. And there, coming to view, is the pond. One of the things you get in a pond when it's warm and sunny is algae, and you can see we've got a lot of pond scum floating on top of the water there, and it's a concern to me. It kind of clouds up the water, which is okay. Not sure how good it is for the fish. It doesn't look very nice. So I will be researching some remedies for this algae growth to see if we can get things a little bit more healthy looking down there. As you can see, there's a windmill by the pond that has seen better days. It's slumped over and broken, and when we redid the well, we decided to go with solar panels. They're less expensive to maintain. You have to do a lot of work on a windmill to keep it going, and we decided to go solar, and so far it has worked out pretty well. You see, we're getting a little wind here down in this portion of the draw, and so we're going to be doing a return to home here in a minute as soon as we clear that sign. And we just wanted to do a survey of the pond and see how it looked from the air. We've flown over this before, and there's usually been buzzards hanging out on the windmill. It's a roosting place for them. So I'm doing research in the best way to handle the algae growth. And there you see I've just initiated a return to home, and we're going to see how the Mini 3 does. It's a little breezy down there, and we'll see how close he can get to the landing pad. And as you can see, it's not going to quite make it to the pad, not too far off of it. It's not bad for a Mini 3, so I'm going to go ahead and take over manually there and scoot it over and put it down on the pad so the blades don't hit any of these weeds sticking up. And you can see by the trees there, it is breezy. And there we are. Well, thanks for stopping by West Texas Droning. As I said, next time look for us to get that Lance authorization and fly down in that small airport's Class D airspace and do a little sightseeing and videography over the lake down there. So thanks for stopping by. God bless. We'll see you next time.